An unborn boy tends to his mother long after her death. A child with a swollen head cries for help, trapped beneath a lonely house. A woman speaks to a lover from across oceans, worlds, and death itself. These people, you and I, all have something in common. We know the truth, that the earth died long ago. The human race lives, works, and dies atop a corpse. With this knowledge, we descend slowly into madness. For we know there is nothing that can be done, except to wonder what will come next. This week's story is Nesting.
I'm going for a smoke.
Wait, Dad.
Charlie has something to show us first, remember?
I'll be quick.
You're never quick.
I will be this time.
If you go out onto that porch, we won't see you again till the sun rises.
Dad, please sit down. This won't take long. Promise.
The Fitzgeralds tended to keep to themselves. This Sunday evening rendezvous, while appreciated by all involved, was exactly the sort of event to inspire anxiety in the hearts of this particular bloodline. But one among them stood strong in her conviction. Charlie Fitzgerald, the eldest scion and the only remaining woman, beamed down at her father and her twin brothers in her best imitation of their mother. Mommy Fitzgerald's smile had always been uniquely hers. The corners of her mouth raised slightly and then declined, drawing a meandering yet imposing slit across her chiseled face. That smile, for the children of the Fitzgerald household, had the power to portend both good and bad in equal measure. For Beth Fitzgerald had flashed that smile when she felt playful, when she knew a secret, and also just prior to giving a verbal lashing to a particularly clumsy, weak, or calamitous child. When Beth smiled, her family fell quiet and waited for what might come next. When Beth's daughter, Charlie, wore her mother's smile that night, the twins Stephen and James drew inward in contemplation, and their father, Chuck, sat straighter in his seat.
I have something that I'd like to show you all.
The Fitzgeralds seldom had dinner together anymore, not since the fire. After the funeral, James offered Chuck a place to stay while the children worked with the insurance company in their father's stead. Eventually, Father moved into his new house, where he withdrew from the outside world. You could see that resignation in his face, Charlie thought. Chuck's hair was rapacious, streaking gray tendrils which wrapped every which way out from a liver-spotted scalp. His cheeks sagged and his nose was bright red. When someone spoke to Chuck, his eyes would retreat towards the ceiling. When someone hugged him, he would offer only the gentlest squeeze of a shoulder with a solitary hand. Chuck Fitzgerald, nearing the end of a life of dogged restraint and grim disappointment, was run down. Tonight, Charlie planned to change that.
It isn't a gift, per se. More like an exercise.
No more meditation.
It's not meditation, promise. But I will ask you all to join hands and close your eyes.
Stephen smiled expectantly towards his father. Charlie closed her eyes first and stretched her hands around the table towards her brothers. Both the twins followed suit. Charlie waited for her father's grumblings to cease. She opened her eyes quickly, long enough to confirm Chuck's acquiescence, before continuing.
This is an exercise in group visualization. We're going to remember vividly something we all know well.
The house was deathly quiet. Father's new home had been constructed in the mountains south of the Spanish Fork. On chilly autumn evenings when the wind died, Charlie imagined her dad to live right on the edge of a void, where one false step could send her careening into an eternity of absence. Tonight was such a night.
I see it. I see it clearly before me. Keep your eyes shut tight and tell me when you see it too. I see a long stretch of blacktop lined on both sides by deep red rock. I see a black mailbox and a red flag, a white cement landing before a green archway. The green arch encircles a white door, which raises and shuts of its own accord, and a small path snakes off from the landing, around the side of the archway. There's a porch and a door.
There are 2 doors. One is a screen door.
That's right.
The other is...
Green. The other door is a green door. I see it too.
Charlie smiled to herself. She squinted through her eyelashes. Chuck looked bored, though he kept his eyes closed.
If you move west around the path, there is a hill which slopes down to a drain pipe at the corner of the building.
It's long and white.
The area around its mouth is muddy.
Do you know what we're talking about, Dad?
And if we keep moving, we reach the back of this structure.
There's the deck.
That's right, and a play area.
The sandbox. The dog pen beneath the deck.
That's our old house.
Charlie did not need to steal another peek to know her dad was fighting back tears.
That's right, Dad. Do you see it?
I see it.
Now, let's walk back around to the front of the house. What do you see?
I see the tree line and the road behind. It's the old dirt road from before it got paved.
Keep going.
Miranda's house. Our old neighbor. I don't miss her.
Tell me what it looks like.
White, flat, small.
And when we walk back up the slope to the screen door, tell me what you notice.
The rocks along the path. The little stones you scraped your initials into.
Is there anything different that you can see?
Front door's red?
That's right.
The door was green.
Dad, what color is the door?
The door was green.
Don't tell me what you remember. Tell me what you see.
The silence had grown since they began, and now Charlie felt she could hear the void radiating its deafening silence. She pondered whether her brothers could feel that void when they visited their father as well.
It is red. What is this?
Dad, look. Look at the porch, the cement path, the screen door.
Okay.
There was a new strength in Chuck's voice, as though he were straining to do as his daughter asked.
Just beyond the screen door, what color do you see?
Just then, Charlie heard something call out from within the void.
It's red.
What we're seeing is real. The house before us is not a memory. This is how it exists today.
I don't want to do this.
This is our home. It still stands.
That house burned down, Charlie. I'm not doing this anymore.
Dad, come on.
Please.
It's okay. You don't have to keep going, Dad. But I promise this will be worth it.
Continue.
I'm holding open the screen door. Dad, I need you to open the red door.
I see it. I can't touch it.
Yes, you can. Try.
I don't like this.
It's okay. We're here. I'm standing just inside the door. So are all of you. What do you see?
The stairs down to the basement are to my right.
Yes, I see that too. Just on the other side of the shoe cubby.
The living room's in front of us. It's bigger than I remember.
The furniture's gone.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, the furniture's gone. Like it was when we first moved in.
The hallway and back leads to our room.
With the bunk beds.
Dad, where are you going?
I think I'm in the basement.
Let's follow him. What do you see in the basement?
Well, it's unfinished. All the years I spent down there, and it's unfinished again.
What does it look like?
I see the weight bench. A toilet with no sink. Supports and door frames everywhere. The floor is cold.
I can feel the floor too. It's so cold.
And what else do you see, Dad?
Your bedroom. Well, it was your bedroom after we finished the basement. What's that?
Do you see it now?
I do.
What?
What is that, Dad?
That door was never there.
What door?
Are you sure, Dad?
I'm positive. There was never a red door in the basement.
I see it too.
What door?
I need you to open that door, Dad.
I'm not opening that door.
We aren't leaving until you do.
That door wasn't there when we lived here.
Open it, Dad.
I see it now. Open it, Dad.
Dad, open it.
It's locked.
I know it is. I think you're the only one who can open it.
I can't. It's locked.
Check your pockets, your keys.
Oh. My key ring.
That's it.
My old car. The key to the shed. Keys to the building where I work.
Keep looking.
This must be it. This red key. I never had a red key.
Open it, Dad.
Okay. It's empty. It's empty.
I see a small room.
Very small. With cement walls, cement floor, cement ceiling.
It feels very lonely.
And it's empty.
I don't remember this room at all.
I don't think this door was ever in our house.
Charlie, where are you?
Do you see her?
A mass huddled in one corner of the room.
Oh my God.
It shifted abruptly, turning one way and then another, haphazardly cavorting on its spindly limbs.
Is that her?
Do you see her, Daddy?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Its head was several sizes larger than its body, and a few of its quivering arms braced themselves beneath a chittering jaw to provide support to its long and slender neck. It turned from the corner it faced and gazed upon the four of them with enormous oval eyes the color of burning coal. The void howled over the mountains, shaking the windows and the foundation of Chuck Fitzgerald's home.
Nope. No. We're done. We're done.
Chuck stood, and the spell Charlie cast over her family was broken.
What the hell was that?
It's her.
That night, the Fitzgeralds departed amicably enough, for they were all practiced in the art of avoidance. James excused himself to the restroom, and Stephen left in the interim. Charlie smiled at her father, and Chuck squeezed her hand, and not a one of them spoke further on the subject. James's car roared off down the mountain trail, and Charlie shut the front door after bidding her father goodnight. Finally alone, Chuck decided to put off his smoke until the morning. He washed his face and his unruly hair and went to bed. Only Chuck's brain and Chuck's heart would not allow him to rest. After an hour of staring at the ceiling, he closed his eyes and visualized a house that had burned down long ago. There was the driveway and the path, the screen door and the stairs down, the basement landing and the red, impossible door. and once Chuck crawled inside, he curled up against the creature with the orange and black eyes. Its skittering limbs cradled him as she once had every night. They didn't share a word between one another because they did not need to. Chuck slept peacefully that night.
The Dead Earth podcast is created by Emily Lyles, Taylor Normington, John Reeder, and Dan Wallace. All stories, unless otherwise noted, are written by Taylor Normington. Nesting was performed by Michael Foxtrot Johnson, Taylor Normington, Emily Lyles, John Reeder, and Dan Wallace. Our logo artwork is designed by Chloe Burns. You can find more of her work on Instagram at Tiny Moon Studios. Episodic artwork by Dan Wallace. Our website is deadearthpodcast.com. Thank you for listening.